title my speech title it is Unveiling the Scientific Universe's Scale and Cosmology, Proportion and Probabilistic Proportions. This paper about 30 pages. I cannot finish in this 30 minutes. So what I do is I would make a point key in here. So I would not just follow this paper, but this paper this morning, I put it on the ResearchGate and LinkedIn. Both places you can go take a look and left a message or questions. And yeah, very welcome, ask any questions, because this paper related other two speech paper. So one paper is at this year here, third conference. The speech title is Differentiating Commonality Particles from Individuality Particles. Hello? Okay. Is my sound too lower, or I'm okay? Okay. So the second speech paper is at fourth conference here, and called named Hiding Dangers in the Quantum World. And today, this paper with these two paper, there are three paper is sister of scientist paper. They related each other. I suggestion your step by step from the first paper to second paper to today the paper, and the three paper all based on the Principia of compounding corresponding trinity. So in here, like Einstein tried to figure out the universal field. And people often say this whole universe, you cannot ineffable, you cannot describe it. Hello?
Hey, Yansha.
Yeah. This is just got sorry, got if for example the reagent like class, right? That is describe the whole universal, what it is. And we God created us, as follow his own form to created us. It doesn't mean God have eye, have nose, have mouth. It means we are also, it's about 3-in-1. To explain it is very complicated, but I would try. For example, the science calculator, we have the conservation law of computation and conversion. That's based on the zero with formula they equal to each other. But have everyone really try to figure out what is zero and what is equal zero's formula. So what relationship between them? And why have so many formulas equal to the zero? So my next question is, I really wish all the scientists can think about. When you learn the science or use those science ideologic and principle, do you ever ask the roots of ideologic or the roots of principle? You use it. Because if you do not ask it, it's just because it's useful. You just use it. And that can be very dangerous. Like now, the society, we are so excited, created so many things. We think ourselves so amazing, but we are like, we built a highway, but we didn't finish. And the part of we didn't finish is end of, yeah. Okay. So, what were I just talking about? Mm. So I'm gonna go back to the conservation law, because scientists never asked what is zero or what is equal zero's formula, or why so many formula equal to zero. Or we use a lot of principle of science, principle of concept, but no one really dig the roots, and that's cause dangers. Like we build a highway, but didn't finish because we have some trouble to finish that. But we drive a car like 200 miles on this highway. When we see the stop sign is further, we didn't finish the road yet because we are speed so fast, we couldn't stop ourselves. So our human really face the danger. Like the first paper I talk about, differentiating the commonality particle with the individuality particle. In life, we have common sense. We have individual view. How could in the science we don't have those? And if it's being there, and what it is. For example, when we talk about the negative, positive number, we think they are just the opposite, against each other, opposite. But they are compounding, corresponding each other doesn't mean just against each other. So many things we didn't understand, but we use it. For example, we have a universal gravity, and we have a center of gravity. Center of gravity is more even, but the universal gravity is about the balance force. These two is different things. Like the people want to find out what is time tunnel. That is center of gravity is. And in the human, it calls center of gravity, it calls soul. For example, many monks, when they meditation, the soul is the level to bring them deep, go to deep. So a lot of those things, like when you not figure out zero with equal zeros formula relationship, you cannot understand that this tool is a half of body, perfect half body of universal field spanning, self-spanning system. Because these three things compounded at one place. We call Holy Spirit in the Bible, that in the mathematics is zero in the conservation of law. We call holy body because the holy body is a formula which equal to zero. It's a perfect balance. If you go to church, they always teach you understand and balance. The understand from a Holy Spirit, the zero. That is made by holy body, perfect fuse. No frequency structure. It's a link. It's a time space. It's carrying common memories. And at the same time, zero birth becomes the perfect balanced body. That is where chemistry comes from. Mathematics is about structure. When you come to the physics, that is about frequency structure. Weight, how heavy it is, weight, W-E-I-G-H-T. And the relative, but the relative, we are not complete yet. Because if we complete it, we would understand everything have a full standpoint attributes. Is about dividing and integration, and about two half body, which is center of gravity, and other half body is about balanced tension. Or is a perfect balance and perfect balanced tension and perfect fused zero. So because we didn't, the scientific, because for example, in the Bible, many people got lost is from the holy body. Be careful that holy is God, the Holy Father, the Holy Spirit, the Holy Body, the Holy Son. They are parts of Trinity law. They are compounding concept. And the three person in the Bible, that's include compounding concept and compounding position concept. And like in the Bible, we lost about quaternity. Quaternity in other religions have it too. For example, Indian society. But the people misunderstand it. So they made a society form in a wrong way for this quality. This quaternity represent four compounding position concept. In this four compounding concept, have a 6 idea logic, which is compounding position concept 1, 2A, 2B, 3, 3A, 3B. And those 6 idea logic in the quaternity, it can play all the idea about this whole universal frequency structure self-spanning system. In the Bible, it called the God moral system, God moral structure self-consensus system. If we understand the wisdom from ancient time come to now, science would be find out how to sound science, the Principia, completely. But for example, in the Bible, the holy body in the every chapter is a 3-in-1, only talking about Holy Father, Holy Son, Holy Spirit. This is very important. It's like the 2 triangles together, like a diamond. One is from the whole universe of the God, come to the individual one, the link of this universal. One is from individual, the link, like the holy, Holy Son. Who holy mean the person who understand God's face and law, it naturally stand up on the God, which is complete self-influence self, the standpoint and attributes to explain this whole universal, the God's law and God's face. And every human being, we all have that function. That's why we become human, because every person came from life, experience, and knowledge through the principle of commonality and the law of individual, the law of individuality, linked consensus. We all can have this function from our each own way to find this truth by different methods. And science would ask, if every people spanning, because every person, you have a soul system, you have your body system, the tissue system, they are spanning both each other about compound in a position is one person, is one energy, is one link of energy, or one link of a material, or one link of a plan. But if everybody is self-spanning, this world will be messy. That some scientists ask me. I said, no, because you didn't sound relative theory yet. Because in the Principia, which I wrote called compounding corresponding trinity, the first law, nature law, that is about concept. Compounding concept include compounding position concept, 8 of them. The second is the principle about the compounding position concept, which represent all the frequency structures. And the third law is based on these 2 laws. It has 3 elements. And these 3 elements is compounding concepts, compounding position concepts, position and trend. Decide every person or everything, keep or change. Keep and change your nature standpoint and attributes. You have 4 of basically. Dividing, integrating. For human, the soul is understanding, your body's balance. You have 4 of those standpoint and attributes. For example, a person can be some family's son or daughter, can be some company's worker, can be some people's husband, wife. You can be how you can have all those functions. So that is about how we base the 2 laws, the first nature law, the second nature law, and build the 3rd law, which is relative theory. And now I bring a lot of information. People never maybe think about. So for your own life and for our human life, for our children's life, I'm really ask you, you don't need to really care about my theory if you think, oh, what is she talking about, right? But you can by yourself figure out each ideologic or law, the principle, or your life experience, knowledge, find the roots of it, find all roots of them. Because that's how we're growing up. We'll deeper find the principle of common knowledge, the principle of yeah, sorry, my English now is gone about it. You find the common sense from each individual things. If this common sense work for everything, that is deep of truth, which means you develop yourself from your own position, start to develop deeper until you understand this whole universe, the cosmological theory, which is compounding corresponding trinity. Then you naturally stand up as the whole universe. You start to see things clearly. When you see things clearly, then you start to understand where I go, where we come from, where we go, what life meaning. By the way, where we come from, the link of universal, the frequency structure, is you cannot say. We call dark energy, dark material, dark life being. And when you feel the link of the frequency structure, can feel it like a sound, photon, right? You can feel it. We call energy. When the link of frequency structure become clear and stable, we call material. When the link of frequency structure become now me with not me, me with it, she, him, etc. The animal consciousness system growing. So all the animal, our body built by consciousness and the reaction structure build our brain. And everything births each other and build each other. And like at the beginning, this principle, I for the example, I say, for example, this whole universe of this God is a solid ball. Every person or everything we know, the individual things we know, that is the link of this whole universe. When we from this whole, our each own position to come to each other's situation, that become one thing, have a different name and different way to explain. When we come to this whole ball, solid ball, that is completely inclusive self that everyone share it. Everyone has it. So I'm left this message here because it doesn't matter religion or science or philosophy. They're only one truth, but they by different name and a different way to explain. And if everybody try to find out the truth, for example, this whole universe is internal. It's internal. It's never have a beginning or end. The life like us come and goes like 100-degree bubbles, or like around those material or energy. So when we understand, here's 3 key I want to actually talking about. The 3 great pillar type cognitions of humankind. Like the philosophy will be say being and not nothing, right? Or nothingness. But those relative to these tools need based on the concept or law that made 3 in 1. For example, from human function, we are frequency structure. And where is the whole human is the consciousness, integrated consciousness life being. From our integrated consciousness life being to take a look, the whole universe of the God will be show us, this whole universe will be show us the frequency structure, completely self-spanning system. But if our human gone, not exist, then we would be no words and no symbol to describe God or whole universe. That's called invisible God. So invisible God is God moral system, system, spanning system. It is one God. In the Principia, what I wrote, it called G is God. And G is God compounding, corresponding, represents and unfolds G1, which is God moral system or God or the whole universal frequency structure self spanning system, completely inclusive spanning system. And G2 represent the invisible God, which means human not here, we don't have language or symbol to represent. And this is the human pillar type combination 1. And then human pillar type combination 2 is about the God moral structure, self-consensus system. In the sense, is Einstein tried to figure out the universal unit field frequency structure, completely inclusive self-spanning system. And this system have two wings, two trends. We all in the ancient, we use ego to represent God. That is what it is this whole universal first dividing two perfect half body. From two half body birth each other in the compounded in the one position as God itself, and keep dividing two individual things. Okay. So, and every individual sense, like the human have this function, we can, from principle of commonality, we can from our individuality position to find out the commonality principle. And if this commonality principle can explain everything, that called faith. So when in the Bible we say, okay, we return to God, that is we integrate self go back to God itself. When we say God creation, that is God dividing itself. So this is God have two trends, TRENDS, two trends. This is the second human pillar type combination 2. Okay. Then there have human pillar type combination 3. And this that is about God. It dividing. It have two perfect half body. One is perfect balance. One is perfect fuse. Perfect fuse is the Holy Spirit, and perfect balance is a holy body. Perfect fuse is 0. Perfect balance is equal 0's formula. So this is again God with two half body compounded at one place. So science now use the laboratory to testing everything, but you cannot test the whole universe. You cannot test a lot of things. But science uses self-laboratory to rule all human society, limited human growing now. And science treats the social science like a little brother. So how human can growing, can keep developing ourselves. When this stopped, I was talking about the Bible, the holy body. In each chapter, it didn't in the 3-in-1, but it's there, hide there. And that is why people didn't understand the holy body with Holy Spirit compounded at one place. That is God, moral self itself, moral self, moral structure, system self. And that is not linear thinking. They are 3-layer compounded together. And the holy body parts is all the individual one, perfect balance at the holy body. They are follow God's whole universal space. And from the zero, the Holy Spirit renew at the body parts, perfect balance together. So human relationship is not compete because of that we are in the God keep dividing trend. We are use each other strong way to push down each other weakness. But if we want to go back to God, we need to complementary each other in order, because everyone have strong way and a soft way. When we complement each other, we are go back to the God. Okay, so this is very, for many people, is very complicated. Even ChatGPT tried to learn for a long time. It kind of got this piece or got that piece. But for the whole theory, how can play together, it still not get understand yet. But much better than a year ago when I started write this in English, and ChatGPT helps me. At beginning, it's very hard. And now the time it is come to finish time, and I'm ask all scientists and modern science people again, ask yourself all the science concept and the law, where it come from. Everybody have this function to dig them and find the basically truth. Everyone. And if anybody have question, please feel free to answer. If I don't have time here, I would write about it and give me your email, and I will write about it and to you. And please wait if anybody ask, don't close this video yet. If anybody can ask questions. Last time I have people asked me, how you think this is true? Then you can use your experience knowledge to check out if that fit this principle. Or you can dig all the life experience and knowledge by yourself. Then we will be meet together someday. I hope so. And God bless everyone. Thank you very much for the people who organize this function, this meeting 3 times and ask me to join. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I'm finished. It's okay if nobody, ask question now. We can finish it.